I'm back, everybody. It's been over a month since I posted my last video, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just kind of give you an update on my life if you care, but mainly it's about my career. I have not stopped trying to race, but I have not done anything racing related for myself since the last video in Orange County, and we didn't even really get to race. Shortly after that, I changed jobs. I had been somewhere doing a number of different things for a gentleman that I'd known for a while, and they started out just general mechanic and stuff, and then we moved into a little bit more racing oriented stuff since that's my background. We did a little bit of a top speed deal for a while, really one event, and it was about a 6 month. And then he wanted to get into some late model stuff, and it was going all right, but it was not really, I wasn't headed in the direction that I initially was with that opportunity. And another one came up with somebody that I'd known for a lot of years. I haven't posted from there yet, but I've been working there about a month, I think now. It's hard to keep track, but I work for GMS Race Cars. World-renowned, famous organization, top-notch, nothing but the best. The builders of super late models, modifieds, old race cars, restoration, and stuff like that. Mike Beam and Maury Gallagher and all these guys have been in racing for a long time. My dad used to work there when they had the truck deal. Anyway, they're doing some very interesting things. And as you can tell from the marks and how dirty this hat is, I've been working harder than I've worked in a long time, but it's really good for me, and I'm excited to have that opportunity. I'm not really going to get into what I'm doing because it's sort of a special project for them, and that's not my place to divulge what's going on as of yet. I'm sure eventually I'll be able to post whatever and show you guys some photos and videos of the interesting things that I'm doing with them. But right now I don't want to do that. I want to get what we're doing done. It's a long-term project that's a little bit of restoration, a little bit of everything. But we're getting a lot of cars ready to do some interesting things, me and several others, and glad to do it. It's very exciting. So that's what I've been doing, and we have been wide open. The work schedule's a lot different there. We work from about 6:30 to 4:30, 4 days a week. It's actually Friday today, and I'm trying to get as much done as I can, so I decided to come in. The commute for me is pretty huge. What I'm doing right now is what I do a lot of every day. I drive an hour and 35 minutes one way, down and back, every day. But for good opportunities, these are the things you got to do. I'm willing to do it for Mike and these guys, for sure. So, got a lot of time to think about it. A lot of things I've been thinking about is how long it's been since I made a video, but really that's just because there really hadn't been anything to show you guys, other than just talking, which is about all I can do today. But I didn't want anybody to think I just gave up on the YouTube thing or racing. I don't think I'll ever be able to get away from racing. And YouTube is just kind of a thing I'm trying to shed some light on what I'm doing. But so anyway, that's where I've been, working like crazy, changing jobs. We've made several trips, family trips and different things. We've got nieces and nephews that we go see and visit with and go on trips with. We got another niece on the way. Keeps us really busy. We're trying to fix our house up and just regular life, so it takes a lot of time. Status as far as race cars go, unfortunately, the Nova is exactly the same way it was as I left it, except I need to change the gear again to about a 550. I think the next time we're going to take it out is well, maybe not the next time, because I need to see how much time I have, but the next place is probably going to be Tri-County, because through working with GMS, we've taken a couple of these cars and tested there, and I've always heard about it, heard it being a good track. And they've got an Outlaw series there, and they run their vintage cars. They're in a little vintage division, kind of like Orange County does there, and they run that all the time, like all the time. It's about 2 hours from the house, but it's only 30 minutes from work. So I thought maybe if I looked into running my Nova and my Crown Vic down there, maybe I could tie it into work days. Like maybe work a Saturday, bring a car with me, and then continue on. That'd be kind of neat. I've been kicking that idea around. But the Crown Vics, same way I left them too. I've got both of them back. One of them is fully decaled. The other one is waiting for me to put the decals on. And I need to put some fender braces on one. I need to cut a grill opening on another. But mainly it's suspension. Like I've got all new shocks and struts I need to put on, and a good alignment and some adjustments I need to make. And if I just show up how they are, I'm gonna be wasting my time. So I need to do that. But that takes time, and it takes space, which I don't have anymore. And I didn't really have it before, but I definitely don't have it now. So yeah, got to figure out some time to work on these Crown Vics, get the suspension redone, shocks and struts and springs on both of them, get them lined up correctly, and then they'll be ready. Should have already done it, but when you don't have anywhere to work on anything, and your efforts are focused towards good opportunities like your job and every day and being present in your family, that stuff falls to the wayside for me. So that's where we're at. Not really any different than we were, just less time to do it. Which leads me to hauler projects. Through changing what I'm doing and changing my job, it's done a couple of things. Let me preface this by saying another thing. I have not been constantly trying to go away from a regular job to work on race cars every day. It's not been my dream to work on race cars, and I don't want to sound conceited or ungrateful for the opportunity. Let me explain. Every person that I grew up with, or grew up being taught by, my dad, family members, trusted people in racing, mentors, guys that I looked up to and taught me a lot of things as I was through my early teens and on, showed me how to work on race cars. Every one of them said, you don't want to do this because you're going to be gone all the time and you're not going to be able to have any job consistency, and it's hard on relationships. I saw that firsthand, 100%. My dad drove 2 hours one way for years, had apartments, lived in other states, all that type of stuff. And for the glory and in his position, yeah, I guess it's worth it. For me, entry level, being brought up very grounded, it was never anything I even considered. It was just neat, and I respect it and like to do it as a hobby, but I never sought it out as a career because it just didn't make sense. And it, everybody that I trusted knew in racing said, hey, this isn't the life for you. I've done it and it's cool, but you'd be a lot better off if you had a regular job that you didn't have to worry about losing. Because a lot of people don't know or don't realize or pay attention to, if you work on a team, a good deal in racing is 2 to 5 years. You get an 8-year deal out of something, that's unbelievable. That happened a long time ago. That doesn't happen anymore. So, there were several years for a long time that Dad had a different job every year, whole other team. Sometimes the team he left closed, and it was everybody was gone. And so that was just not something I was willing to do. One, I didn't want to commute that far to change jobs every year. And two, I just didn't want to have to worry, because one of those times you're not going to find a job, you know. And the cost of living in the area down here is quite a bit higher than where I live. I got a lot of close friends and family and all that, so I didn't want to move and do it. This is not to say that I'm not very happy about what I'm doing now, but it's a different deal what I'm doing now. And I guess fate just wants me to go this way, because that's what I do now every day, is work on race cars. It's weird even saying that, but so this deal is not, we're going to the racetrack every week. This deal is not, it's not a competitive thing at this moment. It's not like I'm going to be gone, you know, not a truck deal. You're not going 26 races or 36 or whatever. This is a little bit of everything. You got some variety. There's some, you know, manual labor, obviously mechanicing, some fabricating, some setup work, all different little facets of it, just a little taste of everything. And I've got a little bit of experience in all of it, so it's nice to have some variety and not be stuck in a grind. We're grinding now to meet our goals and to meet or exceed expectations. So that's just what you got to do. And that's a good thing. To have a little bit of pressure and be held accountable and be committed, that's a good deal for everybody involved. It makes you a better person, I think. That's something I'm all about. I'd like to become better. I'd like to wake up earlier, work harder, be more satisfied with the things I do. And that's what this is doing for me right now, and I hope it'll do it forever. But anyway, so I'm not saying I've achieved my goal of being able to work on race cars. I could have done it at any point. I could have came down to any team and got on it and started sweeping floors or changing tires or whatever. I could have done it, but that just wasn't where I was headed. And this is racing oriented, and obviously gives me the exposure and the joy of being around it, you know, and that scratches an itch in my brain that I've just got, you know, that it's there. Can't do anything about it. So saying that, the job's done a couple of things. One, I have less time in the evenings, but I'm getting home about the same time, so I'm making better use of my time. But every day being around this stuff, it keeps my brain working, thinking, man, if I did this to one of these cars, it would be really good. Like if I did this to my Nova, man, that'd be great. Oh, if I went here, that'd be cool. So it's got me fired up more than ever to race my stuff. And I've realized that through these other hauler projects and these other things and not having a shop, I'm just kind of stuck. So I've decided to list everything that I've got that I'm not currently using for sale, so I can kind of realign what I'm doing. I need to have somewhere to work on my stuff, or I'm never going to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. So I've got to figure out, we've got a piece of property across the street from our house. I've thought about trying to buy, seeing if I can get a building put up over there, but if anybody's ever looked into that, it's very expensive. It's more than you think. You can get a small, cheaper structure, but I'm scared to death that if I had everything that I cared about in it, good windstorm blows the thing down, I'd be in bad shape. So I need something substantial, pretty good size, because I don't want to do it multiple times. I'm looking for like 60 by 100. That'd be nice. Well, it would be more than nice, it'd be unbelievable. But 60 by 100 on concrete, plumbed, wired, and up with a good building, we're talking a couple $100,000. That's something I do not have, obviously. But I need to focus my efforts in different ways. I need to sell this hauler project. I've got an 87 Kenworth one-piece hauler. I showed you guys a picture of it, but I didn't get a chance to get around to showing it off completely because we've been working on it to try and improve it, but just haven't been making much progress there either. So I'm gonna sell that. I've got it listed right now for $29,500. I've got more than that in it, I'm pretty sure, but if I could free up the money and put it in my pocket, maybe get another trailer to go by, and maybe a dually, just to kind of get me there instead of going all the way with it. That'd be nice. I think that's what I'll do there. But anyway, it's an 87. Kenworth T600 big cam Cummins. I drove it 1,500 miles in 20 hours straight. Great truck. It needs cosmetics. It needs to be configured however you're going to do it, and it's been raced out of for 30 years. So it's also only $29,500, not $295 like the rest of the newer haulers are. It's a lot of truck for the money. It's not that long. I think it's 42 feet long. It's got a 14-foot pivot lift in the back, so you can put your car on top and your toolbox on the bottom. Just waiting for the right buyer for that. I'll put a few pictures of that up in this video starting now, or probably a minute ago as I started talking about it. And you guys can take a look at that. I've got it listed on Facebook Marketplace. If you see it there, make me an offer. I might take it. Wouldn't be scared to drive it to Miami or New York or whatever out west. The thing's ready to go as far as mechanical goes. I've got another truck. I'll show you a picture of that here. It's a 96. Yeah, 96, I think. International Snap-on tool truck, which was neat. I bought it for a song. It had a problem. It had a transmission issue. We put a used transmission in it, and it's got a 26-foot box on it where you can step through the box into the driver's compartment, which is cool. And it's got a door on the side. You can walk up in the side. And I always thought, man, it'd be really cool to make like a hybrid ramp truck out of this. You know, cut the back of it, make it open, and leave the front part where the door slides enclosed, so you'd have somewhere to stay out of the weather, AC, change into your driving suit, not standing there in the open. That'd be neat. And then a place to keep some, you know, tools and things like that inside at the same time. And then if you ran dirt or whatever, or if you want to show off your cool car, it'll be on the open part on the back. And I was like, that's a great idea. Everything's a great idea. And so I bought it, we fixed it. I'm in it pretty good. But once again, I don't have a place or the time to cut this thing in half and make it like this, like I'm showing you. So I'm trying to talk to some fabricator people around to help me out with that project. But hell, I ain't even got time to go meet with them because I'm down here today. But I'm gonna get there. I think what's happening, or what's gonna happen right now, I'm driving to work, obviously. Oh, we got Scooter Man. Oh, no, that's a bike guy, but he ain't had it long. He's going slow. Anyway, I think what I'm going to do, I think the shortest distance between 2 points of having something that's kind of cool and usable and where I'm at now is I think I'm going to sell the big truck, like I said, get out from under that so I can focus that money on buying a dually, maybe, and finishing the Snap-on truck into what I'm gonna say is this is the hybrid open hauler. It's pretty cool. Air ride, air suspension, air brakes, DT466, cool truck, and I'm in it good. So I want to finish that and have it as kind of a mid-sized, just a neat old open hauler, and go with that. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Unless I go crazy and find like a toter home or something that would work, I might do that eventually. But right now, I think we're going to sell the Kenworth as is, as a project, and then try and finish the International. And that'll be an ongoing project, but so I probably need to buy another open trailer because I've only got one right now, and it's not wide enough for the Nova. And then I need to probably, like, the Suburban's good, but it's not enough to consistently pull the enclosed trailer that I do have. That trailer's just too heavy for it. It'll pull it, but loaded, you know, with everything in it, it's just not what you need to be doing. It's hard on brakes. It's only geared 373, so it's hard on the transmission and everything. And so I really would like to have at least, I've got a work truck that'll pull it. I got a gas powered 2500 that would pull it no problem, I guess. But I'd really like a big block dually. If I could get like either a 454 and like a 97 Chevy or something. But ideally, like, what I really want is an 03 to 06 8.1 big block Allison crew cab, preferably white, 2-wheel drive Chevy dually. I passed on one a few years ago. It was too far away, but it was clean, really cool. So if I could buy like a 05 dually with a big block, no more Duramaxes. I've got one. I've had another one. Big block's all I need. If I could find a 05 big block dually crew cab, that'd be great for a pretty good deal. I'm not trying to pay Papaw low mileage, fucking crazy $30,000. I want like a, you know, $8,000 to $14,000 truck. That'd be great. And then also, if I buy another open trailer, I might buy a small hybrid-ish trailer, something with a kind of like that black trailer I was using, just a little bit bigger, something with a tire rack and a decent sized box on it that I could pull with a Suburban too. That's something I'd like to do. But man, that stuff's hard to find, and when you do find it, it's either halfway put together or it's just beat all to pieces sometimes. So I'm on the lookout for that. But anyway, yeah, so that's what I've been doing. A lot of driving, but a great opportunity, really excited about. As soon as I can, I'll post about it because it's some really interesting stuff. But honestly, we've had our heads down working as hard as we can, and there's no time to film anything. And when I'm driving, I'm thinking about how I can get my stuff going so I can at least play with that a little bit. Because I think I'm going to end up, like I said, maybe Tri-County might be a pretty good place to frequent, because I don't see dirt really being it right now. Friendship's cool, but I'm kind of in tune with what I've been talking about. If you try and spread yourself thin and do a bunch of things, you're not going to be really good at one or two things. And that's what I need to do. I need to be really good at one or two things. I need to have one or two solid haulers ready to go. And I need to race just on asphalt with maybe one or two cars, not a big fleet of things. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I appreciate it. I think I got like 150 subscribers. I appreciate every one of you. I'm gonna try and make entertaining content, but in times like now, when all you're doing is working, trying to make things happen, sometimes it's just nothing to film or nothing real in depth. But trust me, I'm thinking about it, and I wanted to make this to let everybody know I didn't just disappear. And if you guys got any ideas about, well, what to film or what to look at or what to go talk about, I'm open to it. If you guys are interested in my truck, I'll post a picture up, like I said, a few pictures here on that. If you guys know of any big block dualies for sale cheap, send them my way. If you know of any open ramp trailers for sale cheap, let me know. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.